Hello and welcome to another edition of Conspirator Brock's Pull List. This is my pull list for the week of April 10th, 2019. Big week this week. A lot of books came out. We got some stuff that we were shorted the other week, so that's in. So giant week for me, which really is like, oh God, does it ever stop? Yes, it does stop when you die. No. So first up on my pull list is a Batman 68 with the risque Amanda Connor cover. When they solicited this image, they only solicited like this much. Like you saw this section here. You like that's it. That's all you saw. You didn't see any of this side. But once FOC came out, then you saw the rest of it. I don't care. I think it's funny. I think it's great. But yeah, it's pretty funny how they solicited that cover. Next up is The Batman Who Laughs, number 4. What can I say? Snyder's done an amazing job with the Batman Who Laughs character. I can't wait to dive in and see where that issue takes us. Not to mention that I'm super excited for Batman 68, period. Like, it's Batman. It's Tom King. I'm reading it. Next up, we have Catwoman, number 10. More Joelle Jones greatness there on that cover, so we'll see how the issue does. Next up is the first issue after the anniversary issue, and that is the Batman Detective Comics 1001 with its new font for the title, and it looks like we got the Arkham Knight coming in. Awesome stuff. Tomasi does a fantastic job on anything he does. He's a solid creator. You definitely need to be reading his stuff. Go back and there's a plethora of stuff to read, but I can't wait to see where Tomasi takes Detective. Next up is a new one from Brian Azzarello that I was curious to check out, and that's Faithless from Boom Studios. It looks to be kind of a extreme-ish comic, so I'm curious to see what it's about. I doubt it'll stay on my pull list, but we'll see. I do like Brian Azzarello, so who knows. Next up we have The Flash, number 68. Looks like the Trickster is going to pull his last trick. I highly doubt that. But yeah, Williamson's Flash has been just amazing stuff. I look forward to reading it every few weeks when it comes out. Next up, we have Hawkman, number 11. Robert Vendetti's done a fantastic job with this book. Brian Hitch's art is amazing on it, and I cannot tell you that it's just a solid book. If you're ever curious about Hawkman, definitely one to pick up. I believe the first trade is out, so go track that down and check it out for yourself. Next up is one for my daughter, and that's Incredibles 2, Secret Identities, number 1. We'll see if she likes it. Who knows? You never know. Next up is Justice League Odyssey, number 8. We'll see what goes on with the Darkseid and all of and Starfire and Jessica Cruz and Azrael and Cyborg in space. It's basically just Justice League in space. Like, that's basically it. It's okay. Next up, we have The Life and Death of Toyo Hydra, number 2 of 4. Valiant stuff is really good. I really enjoy it. I'm most likely going to have to drop a lot of the Valiant stuff going forward, but I'm going to finish up a couple things, and we'll see where it goes from there. Next up is a Livewire, number 5. I like the first 4 issues, so we'll see how issue 5 does. But again, all of Valiant's books are pretty much good books. If you're curious, check them out. It doesn't hurt to check out a good book. Next up, we have Oblivion Song, number 14. Robert Kirkman's done a fantastic job on this book. I look forward to it every month it comes out, and it's good stuff. Next up, we have Red Hood Outlaw, number 33. Looks like he's taken over the underground of Gotham, and Penguin's suffering for it. We'll see. Next up is the final issue on a series. So yeah, I'm going to cut one off my list. Scooby Apocalypse 36. This is the final issue for Scooby Apocalypse. The entire series has been really fun, really great. I mean, you read this book, you read it. Like, it's dialogue heavy. It's just a really good, solid book. I'm most likely going to put it up and purge it, but I've really enjoyed Scooby Apocalypse. It's just been a really fun book. Next up, we have Supergirl, number 29. Apparently, she rules them all because she carries the axe. I don't know. We'll see what Supergirl's getting into. Mark Andreyko just been doing a great job on that. I love it. His stuff on Manhunter is just amazing. If you can track down those trades, good stuff. Next up, we have Superman at number 10. Looks like Superman and his dad go at it. We'll see. Bendis has been doing a great job on the Action and Superman books. So, yep, if you haven't checked them out, check them out. Next up is another book that is ending, and that's Titans 36. This is the final issue for this run of Titans. This run of Titans was okay. It was not necessarily the best, but I did enjoy some of it. But I'll most likely be purging that run up on eBay pretty soon. So if you can curious and you want it, check it out on my eBay. Next up, Wonder Twins number 3. First 2 issues were okay. I'm normally a really big fan of Russell's work, but I don't know, Wonder Twins just has not hit the mark for me. So we'll see if I continue to pick it up. Next up is a book that I don't know if I can keep getting. Wonder Woman 68. Wilson has been doing not the best of jobs with transitioning into writing Wonder Woman. It's really rough stuff. The art's okay on it, but one of our really big fans of Wonder Woman at the comic store stopped picking up Wonder Woman because of what, like, it's that bad. So, yeah, I might have to stop. But those variant covers are so nice. We'll see. But yeah, it's not the best. Speaking of variant covers, I did pick up a handful this week, and the first one is, of course, for Batman 68. So for those of you who don't want the Amanda Conner cover, track this one down as your cover for what you put in your thing. We got a Batman Who Laughs, number 4. Creepy one with the little robins there. And of course, Art Germ did the... Is it Art Germ? I think it's Art Germ. Well, somebody... I think it's the Art Germ clone guy. I'm not sure, because that doesn't look like Art Germ's signature. That might be. I don't know. I can't tell. Catwoman, number 10. Awesome. Flash had a pretty cool cover for 68, so I snagged that one up as well. I like the one for Hawkman. It's just chaos all over the place. Justice League Odyssey was okay. I grabbed that one up because it's got the younger dark side. I like the Red Hood Outlaw 33 was just grim with kind of just this skull for his face. I didn't actually get this one ordered, but I did pick it up anyway because when I finally saw it, it was cool. Wonder Twins 3 had a cool cover for its variant with her having her animal changing abilities and him morphing into the water. I thought that was a cool effect. And of course, we have Wonder Woman 68 with one of the badass Wonder Woman covers there. So that's it technically for my pull list, except for the 2 titles that we got in from, I believe, last week or the week before. And that's Adventures of the Super Sons, number 9. I cannot wait to read this because it's got Jonah Hex in it. I mean, I'm sad that the Adventures is ending at 12, but Jonah Hex is in it. It's Jonah Hex. It's good stuff. And Dreaming number 8 came out. Those were both last week. We got them, basically they were shipped to us over the weekend. Yeah. So now I got them. So if you're wondering why they aren't on my list this week, it's because they're on the list for April 3rd. So check out the April 3rd list for those. You'd think that was it. You really would think that was it, but it's not. It's not. After a small, tiny week, manageable, you get this huge, ginormous thing that comes down the pipeline. First up is Batman and the Outsiders, Volume 3, End of the Line, which isn't really End of the Line because this collects issues 24 to 32, and it keeps going after that. So there's most likely one more hardcover book for Batman and the Outsiders. But again, I wanted to point this out because it's ridiculous. But hold on, because I forgot to grab them. Hold on a second. Wait right there. I'll be right back. I am picking them up now. Oh man, those are... Woo. Okay. Whew. Sorry about that. All right, here, I'm back. Okay, so Batman and the Outsiders. DC, I'm going to throw you under the bus. We have a problem. We have 3 different sizes for these $50 books. Now, mind you, there's 7 more issues in the Batman and Outsiders series. So, in essence, this one would be a bit thicker at the end. But this one is completely and utterly tiny. You don't get the same amount of material in each book. This has The Brave and the Bold stuff from issue 200. This is volume 1, by the way. This has 1 through 13 and the new Teen Titans 37. So this basically has like 15 issues worth of content. Move on to volume 2. And volume 2 collects the annual and 21, 22, 20. Really? The annual and 10 issues. That's potentially 12 issues. Okay, I'll give him 12 issues. But what the heck, man? 3 issue. That's not a 3 issue difference in size. That's definitely not a 3 issue difference in size. Then we come up to the new volume, which has 24, 31, 32, 9 issues, plus the annual 2, so 10, 11, and then DC Comics presents 83. So this is 13 issues, or 10, or 12 issues, like the same amount. But they're not the same size. Like, one is distinctly smaller than the other. So I don't know what's going on. There's 7 issues left in this run, which boggles my mind that they're doing this, and it's ridiculous. But for cost-wise, that's $150 for 3 distinctly different sized things. Garbage. But I'm a sucker, and I'm a Batman the Outsiders fan, so of course I'm the sucker that's going to buy this. But it's a real shame when when DC's trade department, graphic novel department, whatever, doesn't even want to put in the slight effort to keep these things looking the same, looking manageable, the right size, the right amount of content for the right price. We go from 15 issues for $50 to 12 issues, 11, 12 issues of content. That's a significant drop. Like, you're, in essence, basically taking $10 worth of content and shafting the customer. And guess what? That $10 worth of product is the 7 issues that is left over, or that's $20 worth of product. Like, it blows my mind, because there's 7 issues left. If you have 3 and 3, that's 6. So why couldn't you just shift them over to make it 3? I don't know. I don't know their mapping. Their mapping is a joke because of the size difference. One of the other big issues with DC when it came to this stuff was the Flash omnibuses they did for the Jeff Johns or the Francis Manapul stuff from the New 52. 3 completely different sizes. And they charged an excessive amount of money for them, and people got pissed. They don't fix the Batman and the Outsiders because it's not appealing to a lot of people, but they fix Flash because it's appealing to a lot of people. Bunch of jerks. And if you didn't get a chance, I'll try and remember to link it in the description below. But DC's changing their trade dress for the Rebirth stuff. Yay! So if you are a person getting trade paperbacks, which is the soft cover, basically, version of something, you had this nice spine that had like black and blue up top like this, ribbed up here for the paperbacks. I had the white part, and then down at the bottom it had the number, and I think the bottom, nope, the bottom was still white all the way down. So the hardcovers and the softcover dress was pretty much the same. Now it transitioned into the volumes have a solid blue up top with white down the bottom, and that was the last one. And then now some are completely new trade dress, completely different, doesn't look anything like it, doesn't even have a volume number on it, except a lot of them are starting to be called volume number 1, because apparently that's where a new creative team started. Ugh, like DC's trade department, somebody needs to be shot. Like, you are fucking things up for everybody. Sorry for swearing, but it's I don't know how much you guys care. You can leave the comments down in the comment section below. But trade dress and how something looks, especially when it's an ongoing thing and I'm buying it as a collector to put on my shelves, I want it to look uniform and I want it to look nice and I want it to basically stand out as something that, look, here it is. Like, boom, we got Star Wars, all the same, boom, all the same, boom, done. This stuff for DC, boom, same. Look, this is separate by itself. This is separate by itself. Oh, this is something that's all the same. Like, oh, trade dress. Ooh, ooh. Yeah, but that finally came in. That was supposed to be in last week. That Batman and the Outsiders Volume 3, which I now own. So, yay. Next up is something that I've never actually read all of. I've read only the death part. Spoiler, death part is in this. But DC finally released basically the Death and Return of Superman Omnibus. This thing is huge. I think this may be almost my largest. I don't know. This might still be the largest one. Oh man, it's big. Oh no, Walt beats it by. No, they're about the same. About the same. So, this omnibus introduced me to you could kill somebody with an omnibus. Here's my second one. I've never actually had a copy of the Return of Superman stuff. I've always wanted to read it. I've read a couple, like, random books from there. But yeah, this is a really good collection. I overheard Charlie last night saying that I think it doesn't include something. But yeah, there's just a ton of content in here. But yeah, it looks like it mainly collects Action 683 to 92, the Annual 5, Adventures of Superman 496 to 505, the Annual 5 of that, Green Lantern 46, Justice League of America 69 to 79, Superman the Man of Steel 17 to 26, and the Annual 22, or Annual number 2, Superman 73 to 83, and the Annual number 5 for Superman, Supergirl and Team Luthor Special, the News Time, The Life and Death of Superman, which was that little insert thing I think they gave out as a promo, and the Superman Legacy of Superman, which is a special that they released at the time. Yeah, and so and also collected for the first time is the groundbreaking fold out from the Superman 75. This also bonus materials including sketchbook section and previously unpublished art. So man, is that thing huge. It will set you back a pretty penny of $150, but Amazon does have it up for last I checked was about $91, and that was today, recording of this. So yeah, there's a link in the description. There's not a link in the description below, but if you go to conspiratorbrock.com to this week's thing, it's the it's on there for either clicking on the little Amazon thing that I have up there, or if you actually click on buy on Amazon on the list, it'll take you there. And if you buy it through me, I get a little cutback, so thank you. But yeah, ginormous. I don't know if I'm going to get to it anytime soon, but definitely stoked that I have that. I can now get rid of my little floppy Death of Superman trade that I don't need anymore. So yeah. And finally, I know I'm not done. This is going to be a 20-minute plus one, guys. I'm telling you. Next up, I did get a special order in, and that is the variant for the DC cover or DC Collectibles Bombshells Batwoman. This is the variant edition, which is basically just the opposite colors of what she had on before. So before she had the black outfit with the red lettering and the red mask, but now she has, and before she had the red leggings with the black. Red leggings with the black stripes. So this is the basically just variant edition, much like they've done with Harley Quinn, and they have the sepia tone Poison Ivy as well. If they do a sepia tone Catwoman, I'm in trouble because I told myself I'm only getting the sepia tone Harley Quinn. I'm not going to pull the trigger on the Poison Ivy, but if they release a sepia tone Catwoman, I might have to pull the trigger, and I might want to kill myself. But yeah. So that's it for this week. Surprisingly enough, that's a lot of stuff. Thanks for watching. Please like, share, and subscribe to the channel. Leave your comments down in the comment section below. Let me know what you think of DC's trade department, or hell, any trade department. Let me know what you think of that stuff. It's just, to me, it's just completely ridiculous. Let me know what you're picking up, all that wonderful stuff. Some of you have made comments about what I announced the other time, which is that I don't know if I'll be able to continue doing these videos. I'm still in the process of looking and figuring everything out. And yes, my pull lists will start to get cut a little bit. I already knew that things were ending, like Scooby-Doo, or Scooby Apocalypse and Titans, and a couple other books are ending as well. So those are just going to naturally transition out, and I've been really cutting back on what I've been ordering from previews going forward. I think the last previews I did not order very much, very many variant covers out of that. And yeah, things like Aquaman. I'm really tempted to drop Aquaman and Wonder Woman just because I don't enjoy really reading them. They're kind of just to me. So we'll see. But thank you for the suggestions, and thank you for watching also. You can also listen to me on the Comics Conspiracy podcast. We just finished recording episode 396, and we basically talked the entire time about Shazam. And, well, Ryan Higgins turned 40, and his little adventures at Disneyland over the past weekend, which involved some of the Avengers. And then we talked slightly about the Joker trailer. So if you want to give that a listen, there'll be a link in the description below for that. You can help me and my fellow conspirators out through Patreon at www.patreon.com/comicsconspiracy. For as little as $1 a month, you help us with hosting fees, getting food sometimes we record, and especially getting products. So thank you very much for everyone who helps us that way. It does help out immensely. And thank you everybody who wants to help me out more directly. Any links you click on here, on Amazon, or the Amazon links I have on my webpage, conspiratorrock.com. Anytime you click on those and buy something, it helps me out. Thank you very much to those of you who've done it. And also, you can help me out a little more directly by going to my eBay page. There's a link in the description below for that. I only have a couple. I had some stuff up. I need to get a couple more things together to put up. Hopefully, I'll have some new listings this weekend. But constantly, just favorite me or whatever as a seller, and you can check it out and all that stuff. And I should hopefully be getting some new stuff up. Definitely going to be getting probably the Titans run and the Scooby Apocalypse run up pretty soon, and I'll have a couple other runs because I did some purging last weekend or the other weekend where I combined all my books together and then purged out some stuff, so I have some stuff to get rid of. So yeah. And this is a very long video because it was a very ginormous week, and I went on a rant about stuff. The last thing is not the last thing to say, but you can actually follow me on Twitter. My handle's @BrockSager. Thanks for watching. I'll see you next week.